Hey everyone, welcome back to Financial Futures. I hope you're all having a fantastic day so far. In today's video, we're diving into some big news. Tim Walz, governor of Minnesota, has just been announced as Kamala Harris's running mate in the upcoming election. Yesterday, he made his first speech on the campaign trail, and we're going to break down his views on Social Security, plus some other key points and controversies surrounding him. First off, let's take a quick look at some new polling data on Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump. This is crucial because if Harris wins this November, Tim Walz will become the vice president, making his views on Social Security extremely relevant. Recent polls from NPR, PBS, Marist, Survey USA, and Morning Consult show Harris leading Trump by anywhere from 3 to 4 points. On average, Harris now holds a slight lead of about half a point. This means Trump will need to step up, especially in debates, if he wants to close the gap. Now, what does this mean for Social Security? Let's dive into Tim Walz's stance. Tim Walz has been vocal about Social Security throughout his career. As governor of Minnesota, he's been in the spotlight, especially because Minnesota is one of the few states that still taxes Social Security benefits. While this is unpopular among many seniors, Walz has shown some flexibility on the issue. Back in 2022, he expressed support for eliminating the Social Security tax for about 90% of Minnesotans, focusing on middle and lower income earners, while maintaining it for the top 10%, those millionaires and billionaires. This aligns with the broader approach that both Walz and Harris share, taxing the wealthy to fund Social Security and other essential programs. They've both advocated for increasing taxes on higher earners to keep Social Security solvent and expand benefits. Walz and Harris have also shown support for significant legislation aimed at strengthening Social Security. One example is the Social Security 2100 Act, which proposes a 2% benefit increase across the board, better cost of living adjustments, and more benefits for lower-income seniors. Another is Bernie Sanders' Social Security Expansion Act, which seeks to increase benefits by $200 a month and extend the program's solvency by raising taxes on those earning above $250,000. Both these bills emphasize the idea of fair share taxation, something Walz and Harris are likely to push for if they win the White House. However, it's not all smooth sailing for Walz. Since being picked as Harris's running mate, a lot of controversy has surfaced. Let's break down some pretty controversial topics surrounding Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota, who was just selected as Kamala Harris's running mate. There's a lot to unpack here, from his stance on personal freedoms to some serious accusations that have been making headlines. Let's start with something Walz said recently that caught a lot of people's attention. He was talking about how Republicans used to be the ones championing freedom but are now, according to him, trying to invade people's personal lives. He emphasized that in Minnesota, they respect personal choices and that everyone should, quote, mind your own damn business. On the surface, this sounds like a strong pro-freedom stance, but actions often speak louder than words. Let's look at some of the decisions Walz made during the pandemic. During the pandemic, Walz was one of several Democratic governors accused of massive overreach. He shut down schools, businesses, and churches, which many people saw as necessary at the time, but others viewed it as an infringement on personal freedoms. One of the most controversial actions was the creation of a hotline where people could report their neighbors for violating lockdown measures. Over 10,000 emails were sent to law enforcement through this system. Imagine that neighbors snitching on each other for having a barbecue. This doesn't exactly align with the idea of respecting personal choices, does it? But the controversies don't stop there. Walz has been linked to several scandals, including overseeing one of the largest COVID-19 fraud schemes in the country. The state of Minnesota overpaid roughly $434 million in unemployment insurance, and a shocking $250 million in federal funds meant to feed needy children was allegedly pocketed by a nonprofit. And then there's Walz's DUI arrest, which happened years ago but has recently resurfaced. He was caught driving 96 miles per hour in a 55 mph zone, and his blood alcohol level was well over the legal limit. While he managed to get the charges reduced to reckless driving, it's something that's definitely not helping his image right now. Another point of controversy is Walz's military record. Veterans have accused him of embellishing his service and abandoning his National Guard battalion before they were deployed to Iraq. Walz retired from the National Guard just before his unit was sent to Iraq in 2005, despite allegedly telling his fellow soldiers he'd be there with them. These accusations paint a picture of someone who might not be as committed as he portrays himself to be, and it raises questions about his leadership abilities in times of crisis. So, with all this in mind, do you think Kamala Harris made the right choice by picking Tim Walz as her running mate? His stance on personal freedoms seems contradictory given his actions during the pandemic, and these scandals don't exactly inspire confidence. I'm really curious to hear what you all think. Do you see him as a strong VP candidate, or do these controversies change your mind? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And that's a wrap for today's video. If you found this breakdown insightful, please give the video a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, so you don't miss any future updates on politics and financial news. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.